Hi, welcome to LB0 Fox India Norwegian Ham Ventures. I'm Morten, LB0 Fox India. And what we have here is a really specialized power tool. But before we go to that, I'm gonna rewind a couple of months, a couple of weeks. I'm not sure how long it is, but my good friend Tobias, DL3MHT, over at LabCat, made a video on how to strip enamel from enameled wire. And while doing research, he asked if any of us that were sponsored from AliExpress, that is me, this is part of my sponsorship deal with AliExpress, could see if I could get one of these. And this is a DF8 enamel stripper tool. Supposed to make life easier when stripping enameled wire. So what we're going to do today is we're going to test and see if this tool actually does the job. And also leave some discount codes over in the screen here. They'll pop up, I think, 2 times during the video. So if you want one of these, it's a good time to get started. And if you don't know what AliExpress is an online marketplace where you can get pretty much anything. Anything from power tools to like this, to enameled wire, to full-size campers, to clothes, to electronics, to ham radios. Pretty much anything you can think of. But then again, back to the enameled wire stripper. This is one of those very specialized power tools that, well, you're not really sure if you need. And this little thing is about $30 over on AliExpress, and it's not so little, as you can see. It feels heavy and sturdy, actually. Let's take a closer look at it. And it's a relatively large thing. I'm just going to put it on the edge here to get a little bit of a idea. It's 24 centimeters long, so that'll give you a rough idea on how big this tool is. It's heavy, sturdy, feels well built. Before we get started, I'm going to unscrew the plastic cap here. That's just to connect the enamel while stripping the enamel. Inside here are 3 knives, and when I push the button here, these lock in and spin. So what you do is you put the enamel in through the hole here on the top, press the button and drag the enameled wire out. And that should, in theory, strip your enamel wire. And I know people say you can use your soldering iron, you can use whatever. I've never been able to use a soldering iron in order to get this done. My go-to tool has been one of these, a simple nail file. But it takes a while. It's tedious work. I'm not sure that $30 is worth it, though. I'm not gonna have any strong opinions on that. Depends how much you're gonna strip out of wire. But I've got 2 pieces of enameled wire here. So we're going to strip these, and then we're going to test with a multimeter and see if we actually manage to get the enamel off. So what we do is we put the enamel in, and it's kind of hard to do this on camera. And then we pull the wire back, and as you can see here, let's see how close I can get and still get focus. You can see that the enamel is pretty much stripped away like that. Really quick. So let's do the other end so we can check for continuity afterwards. And this piece is 1 millimeter enameled wire. What I have here is 0.9 millimeter, so just a tad bit thinner actually. Let's see if we can strip this off. And actually, the manual says to straighten it off a little bit. Let's try it like this. It's a little bit crooked, but let's see. This is not the ideal solution, but let's see if we can make it work. Yeah, as you can see, we managed to strip the enamel off here. Let's do the other end, and then we'll bring a multimeter out. And we strip the other end off. Let's find a multimeter and check for continuity on these 2 enameled wire pieces. And I just grabbed the cheapest multimeter I had at hand. This is one of those go into my go box because it doesn't take a lot of space. But everything's auto-selected here, so let's see if it actually selects continuity when we try here. And it beeps. Let me try to get that in frame here, though. Yeah, we got continuity. And as you can actually see on my mat here, it doesn't do a really great job of collecting the enamel from the stripping process. So you might be a little bit cautious on where you actually do the stripping. And I pushed some kind of button here, so let's turn it off and on and see if we can make it work again. Yep, we got continuity through both these leads. So, and just as a double check, let's check with the enamel here so we can know continuity. So we can conclude that this wire stripping tool, the DF8 wire stripping tool, actually works. But what do I actually think about it though? First of all, it's relatively expensive for stripping enameled wire if you don't do a lot of it. It's about $30 plus taxes, shipping, and tariffs depending on where in the world you live. I know a lot of you people down in the comment section like to comment on tariffs, and tariffs are dependent on where you live and where you buy stuff from. And that is not something I address at this channel because I got an international audience and that varies all across the world. Same does sales tax and other VATs, other taxes, import duties, everything. So excluding all of those things, this is about $30 on AliExpress. No need to comment on exactly that. Besides that, it's not CE marked. That could be an issue depending on if you're allowed to use equipment that's not CE marked or not. I am a ham in Norway. I can use equipment which isn't CE marked as long as I know that it's safe. So for me, this is okay. Might not be for you, so that's something to take into consideration. And I actually forgot to mention one thing. There's a speed adjustment here. Haven't had any use to adjust the speed on it. So that's all I know about that. Besides that, it's sturdy, it's well built. It seems like a quality product actually for those $30. Strips enameled wire, and that's what it does. Again, as I said, a highly specialized power tool. I like it. If this wasn't part of my sponsorship deal with AliExpress, I gotta be honest with you though, I highly doubt that I would have bought one of these because, well, I strip enameled wire once in a blue moon. And for that, a nail file is actually good enough for me, or a Dremel. But, well, I got it now. I'm going to use it to strip wire. It works well. I actually like this little thing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you watched this far and actually didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment down below, and do remember to subscribe if you're not. I'm Morten, LB0 Fox India. You're watching LB0 Fox India Norwegian Adventures. Until next time, see you down the bands. See you in my next video. 73, my friends.